UK and Ireland have a joint bid for 2028 where they're bidding against Turkey, who've also submitted to co-host with Italy 4 years later. So what does that all mean? Well, senior reporter Geraint Hughes can tell us all about it. First of all, Geraint, how serious is this bid from Turkey for 2028?
I still think this could be a surprise to people that this isn't an unopposed bid, because there were has been a lot of reporting that the UK and Ireland bid was unopposed. Turkey's bid is still on the table, even though that's a sole bid, even though they are bidding along with Italy for 2032 as well. So just to make it very clear, next Tuesday in Neon, the headquarters of UEFA, when the chief executives and the bigwigs from all these nations here, you know, the Wales, Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland and England go into UEFA HQ to bid, they have to do a full bid presentation, and they'll be doing so against Turkey as well. I think that's got to be made clear, because a lot of people thought Turkey were out the way on that one. It was unopposed. It is not. There are still some hurdles to have to get over here.
So not unopposed, but if, and fingers crossed, the UK and Ireland are successful, how are they going to distribute the matches?
Well, this is where it will all become interesting. We can have a quick look to see where the games are. There are 10 stadia. There was initially a list of 14, Tom, but there are 10, 6 in England. Then you've got Cardiff, Principality Stadium. Then you've got up in Glasgow, Hampden Park. Dublin, they're going to use the Aviva Stadium, not Croke Park. And in Belfast, it's Casement Park, which is actually a venue that's used for Gaelic games, GAA, needs significant redevelopment. But they are the 10 stadia that will go on the shortlist, submission now next Tuesday. These are the 10 stadia. Who's going to get what, though? You would say that England, the Football Association of England, they are the dominant FA. They're the biggest FA. They've got the Premier League stadium. They've got 6 stadiums here as well. But, Tom, there's politics at play. There's national pride at play here. It's a Welsh bid. It's a Scottish bid. It's a Northern Irish bid. It's an Irish bid as well. Everyone wants a little bit of their pie. They just want a couple of games. And also remember, just quickly before we hear from Noel Mooney, and I'll explain who he is and why he's important in this process. The next World Cup in the USA, it's being shared with Mexico and Canada. But Mexico and Canada are really not getting anywhere near the amount of games they would want. And it's kind of been something to learn from. They've been rolled over by the USA on that bid. Now, Noel Mooney, who we're going to hear from now, he's the chief executive of the Welsh FA. He's formerly worked at the FAI, the Irish Football Association. He's also a former executive at UEFA. So he knows how it works, and he knows how to possibly bring 5 associations bid together as well. Who gets what? This will be interesting. If they're successful in the bid, this is when the negotiations really start. Let's hear what he said about who will get what when it comes to matches.
We agree on everything pretty quickly. We have a sense of what we're trying to do. We're all, I think we've put forward what we want from the tournament, each of us as national associations, and we're all satisfied to date at least that we're all on the right track. We've put forward what we all want. We've got a bid that's gone in with what we believe is the best formula for us. Again, I can really look at it as the CEO of the FAW. Are we getting for Wales? Are we getting what we want? So we'd like to have many matches here, and we're happy that we'll have many matches here. As I said, the bid has gone into UEFA. We unfortunately don't present to you. We present to the UEFA Executive Committee on the 10th of October.
You know I'll ask. Yeah. What's minimum games? Because people will want to know price of the bid.
Well, for us, obviously, we want to have group matches here, of course, and a couple of matches after that. So you're looking, I suppose, at 4 or 5 matches anyway we'd want to have, and maybe more. So you're hoping then that if we can get 4, 5, 6 matches, we'd be really happy. And I think all the countries would be in the same boat.
Good to see quite an honest guy there, obviously trying to spread it around.
Of, 5, 6 matches is what we're looking at. Quickly before we move on, Tom, if you add that up of sort of 5, 6 matches, certainly going to Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and Ireland, who've got a stadium each, you're up at around 20 to 24 matches. It's 51 matches in this tournament. Will England, with 6 stadiums, will they be happy with that? There's clearly going to be some negotiations going on if the bid is successful.
Yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed again for that. But security, major concern. It was a big talking point, wasn't it, after what happened in Euro 2020 final, which was, of course, in Euro 2021 at Wembley. Are the FAs concerned about a repeat?
This is where they're really going to have to present and lobby well with UEFA, because those images are going to live long in the memory of what happened at Wembley. Say it was the delayed Euros of Euro 2020. It was meant to be a celebratory Euros, and then obviously Wembley hosting the final. The dust has settled a little bit. there's been a report, there's been investigations, they've been actioned upon. I think what we're going to hear from Noel Mooney now, again from his days in UEFA and what he can hear back from UEFA, is that while they're not taking anything for granted, and the UK and Ireland are going to have to, have a very, very strong security and policing document when it comes to their bid, is that potentially that incident back in 2021 was a one-off, and that it wouldn't happen again. You can never say never. However, I think the feeling is that it could be a one-off. Let's hear what Noel Mooney had to say about a robust security and policing sort of part of the bid document.
The UK did a terrific job in security. They're at the forefront of intelligence, all different facets of security. We knew all that. So therefore, when you had the final of Euro 2020, it was a difficult day on the security front for many people. That was a shock because they're so good at managing these events. So I would take it very much as a one-off in this part of the world. And I would say that knowing what has been done with the report since, I mean, there was a report generated from that, all them things are actioned, all them things are going in the right direction. So it'll be a fantastic Euros, and you can never get complacent when it comes to security. You can never put enough into it. But I do know that we'll have a fantastic safety and security plan. It'll be a Euros of all Euros.
Tom, one thing that does look certain is that were they to be a successful bid, the final would be at Wembley. I asked Noel Mooney directly, who gets the showpiece final? And considering what happened at the last Euros final, men's Euros final in 2021, and it does look like it's going to be Wembley. The reason being they want as many people as possible going to the big matches. Wembley is still by far and away, it's the largest stadium within this UK and Irish bid of 90,000. So Wembley, if the bid is successful, probably will get the final. Also, as well, there's a lot to be debated if the bid is successful, a lot to be worked out. Who actually qualifies? UEFA are not going to give 5 places up for automatic qualification. It's still,
never thought of that.
It's still really unclear. There has been a lot out there, but it's really, really unclear exactly what's going to happen. And I think there is some disquiet within UEFA about handing, whether it be, say, 2 places to teams that don't qualify, even that, or 3, or certainly 5. So there is some disquiet about giving, teams that don't, say, fail through qualifying, and then they have a backstop of which they can get in. There is some disquiet in UEFA amongst that, especially when you've got a complicated bid of 5 associations where not all 5 might automatically qualify. But this is one for a week today. If the bid is secure, these kind of questions, these kind of negotiations have got to be nailed down, and nailed down quickly.
Make sure you all qualify, all right? Stop giving everybody a headache.
Do it automatically. Come on, Aaron.
And, of course, this day next week, make sure that they actually win the bid. Geraint, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.